Welcome back everyone, Broadbent here. Today we are back in Raft, but we're in creative mode. And today I'm going to be working on making something like an oil rig, a floating oil rig, my own personal oil rig, things like that. I've got an oil rig in mind, I really want to make one. So you guys suggested last episode, when I said that I was burnt out a little bit, you said to try creative mode, and I haven't been doing that. So we're going to build something pretty darn cool today. So an oil rig is what I want to build, and it's going to be quite difficult to build, but I've got a very interesting mechanic that I want to abuse. So, each leg is going to be 3x3. We're going to make a typical oil rig, so it's got 4 legs, and there's a platform supported by the legs. So, I'm going to branch out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's do 7. There we go, and then we'll make another 3x3. Like that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the last 3x3 right there. So that's the foundations for it. It's going to be quite difficult to do. But basically, the idea is, watch this, okay? So if I delete this, all these, right? Watch this. Check that out. 4 independent rafts. Well, they're not independent. They work together, but they are all connected. They all float in the same way. By the way, I'm using a cheat menu for the game that allows me to fly. If you want to check that out, the link is in the description. So now I have to figure out how high I want to go up. So let's get out the wooden walls right here and start to work our way upwards. Okay. That seems pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do is build up each of these legs to that height and see what we can do with the platforms. It's going to be quite difficult to build. There we go. Oh god, okay, this is going to be very difficult. Let's get out the, just the normal floor and figure out how far. We can only go out 1 each way. Wow, okay, we've got a lot of work to do to get this working. So that's pretty much all I can do with the base for now. That's as far out as I can get. So I'm going to have to do some tricky business to get going. Now, I'm going to have the foundations along here anyway, because it's going to be quite thick. I want this platform to seem dense and strong. So let's do that, and hopefully I can add a little floor in here. Now, can I? So what I'm going to do to trick that one is add a little wall right there, and then I should be able to plop the floor in. Check that out. Am I halfway out? I think I am. Oh my god. Okay, so if I pop a foundation right here, another roof there, oh wait, did I do that? So I can do it if I move each of these in one, and it's going to look a bit like this. So it's going to look a little bit weird, but it would work. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move all of these in one to match this. And then this is how it's going to look. It's a little bit iffy, I know. Let me do the whole thing on this one, and then I'll decide if that's a good idea. I'm also going to expand this out 1 over here, because they do have overhangs on each side. So I can't build out any more here. I don't know why. I think it's just this roof specifically doesn't allow me to. It's really weird, actually. So I think I'm kind of screwed in that department. So there you go, that is the platform from one of these support beams all the way out. I think that's as big as I can get it. I can't build any floors here. Really unfortunate, that would have been great. But I guess that way I'm going to have a nice big circle in the middle. I guess they do. They have a drill going down, so I guess that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to move them all in one and then rebuild it all the way up. This is going to take a long time, that's for sure. So they're all rebuilt, and I'm thinking maybe I need to lower it down 1. Do you think that's too big? Maybe a half wall would do good. You know, I just feel like maybe it's a little bit too tall for the size, but the floor will be bigger, so you know what, I'm just going to roll with it. So following the same pattern again, I'm going to do floors everywhere I can, and then I'm going to do a foundation across the entire layer. And then to cover in this hole, I can do a half wall right there, and then a floor. Boom. Look how good that looks. That's great. Then what I need to do is add in some corner posts right here across every single one of these. Jeez, I could not imagine building this in survival. How many nails? Okay, then the roofs are in, and I should be able to just add on the floors right here. So I'm going to finish off this one right here. I want to check out what it's like to completely bridge them across. I haven't done that yet. So let's do that right now. Let's do all these and those. Oh my god. I cannot wait to have this done. Now this over here is going to be quite difficult. I'm going to have a bit of a gap right here. There's really nothing I can do. I'm actually just remembering, I made an oil rig in the forest. Jeez, god, it was a while ago now, wasn't it? It must have been like just over a year ago. And that thing turned out really well, so hopefully this is just as good. And that's the last floor right there. This thing's gigantic. Okay. What else can I do? That looks so good. So I'm going to add in a railing around the whole outside, and then we're going to work on a few office buildings, things like that. Now, I know there's no way to get up here. I'm not building it for survival purposes. I guess I could always work on that later on, but right now that's not a priority. If I've got time at the end, I will be working on that, but if I haven't, I'm just going to completely skip it. There we go. Okay, so the fence is in. Now, there's got to be one in the center. I kind of want to have a drill piece, and you know what would be great for a drill piece? The anchor. The anchor would look so good up here. Maybe you have to place it on foundations, though. Actually, let me try that really quick. I'm going to take this out, and I believe it's down here. Let me get a big anchor and try and plop that down. Yeah, no, they've got to be on foundations. That would have been too good. So for an office, I'm going to go with a few support beams right here. We're going to go in the center. We're going to make a little 2x2 right there. And we should be able to make a 3x3 platform on that, if I'm correct. Like so. Now, I guess I could even have bridges going up to higher platforms and all sorts. So I'm honestly just going to go nuts here. So office number 1 is installed. Looks kind of thin. I need a thicker one. So right over here, we're going to make an even bigger one. So I'm going to go with the same layout again, but I'm just going to add more support beams. So right in the middle, we're going to have these supports. Then we're going to go out one. So yeah, one right there, one here, and one here. I'm also going to make this one a little bit higher. So right here, we're going to add in an extra support on each for one floor. Now, I've added a door in right here, so I can put a little bridge going over to this platform. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add a little raised bit right here. So let's add in another support beam right about here. So with the big one here, I've added the roof. I've actually done that on both of them. This one I'm having a few issues with. I've made this actually pretty darn good. And up here, I'm going to add a second floor because currently it's very thin. It's lacking a lot. So we're going to add a second office up here, or storage, or whatever. You know, someone could live here. Just doing a few minor details here. I've added a little bit of a rope to get down to the other floor. Really starting to like this, actually. And I'm going to add a support right here, which might... I think I have to add another one. Yeah, pop that one there. That'll allow me to finish off this roof. Like so. And I'm going to go out and take a look and show you what this is like from the outside. It's looking pretty beefy. I really do like it. I'm going to add some ropes all the way around this and a ladder to get to the top. So I think over here I'm going to add a few smaller ones and I'm going to leave it at that. You know, when I back up a little bit, it's not that bad at all. Maybe it should go higher. Maybe there should be a helipad. So I'm looking at a few pictures of oil rigs, and more often than not, these supports are yellow, bright yellow. So I'm actually going to paint all those right now. Maybe this one will look okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. I'll tell you what, I could not imagine doing this without fly mode. Okay, so we back up a little bit. Yep, okay. Definitely hazardous, you know, if you're a boat, not to go near them. I think the light also has a major impact, so around here, if I actually change the light, or change the time of day, sorry, it will change the color of, well, the sun's mostly over here, so, yeah, you can see right there, much better yellow. And then all this is usually like a grey, steely color, so I'm actually just going to see if white would do the job. You know, white actually isn't that bad. It's actually quite an accurate representation. Hey, you know what's totally possible? I could do this in survival. Because, like, I could have my main boat over there, but it would still be connected to this boat. Does that make sense? So, just like I've done the base here, this would be my main raft, and this would be the oil rig. I could totally do that. That's crazy to think about. So one of these corners quickly is going to be a helipad. That's what I'm going to use it for. I'm not going to do anything fancy. It's not going to be up on a building. I'm just going to throw in a helipad. So right here, we're going to do... let's do a proper circle. So let's do a 3x3 for the beginning. And then we'll do 3 on each of those sides. There we go. That should do right there. And then I'm going to paint this black. And I can probably add in a red H. Like that. Yeah, that's a helipad. Hell yeah, that looks good. So right here, I'm going to build the crane. Now, it's going to be very difficult to do. Let's start with a 3x3 right here as the foundations of it. I've got to make this thing look reinforced as hell, so I'm going to add in these on the side. So now I can use the foundations to build straight up. I don't really know how high I should go with it. Yeah, I think around about there. And then from there, it's going to go straight out. Can I attach this on? Perfect. So from here, to make this thing go out and up, I have to use essentially a block. I can't use the roof, which is what I wanted to do. So let's add a floor right there. And then do the same thing over and over again until I'm at a decent height. Yeah, I think that is a good height right there. So I'm going to make all this like one thick all the way to the top. And I think that's pretty good. So I'm thinking, is that my crane? Like, I can't really do anything much better. I can make this look better with the supports, but nothing really up here. I think maybe if I add these in, it might look better. Let's give it a quick go. Yeah, I don't know. That's super difficult. Actually, that looks better. Still looks weird. Weird as hell. But I think it's as close to a crane as I'm going to get. And then, of course, we've got to add the counterbalance. So let's pop in a foundation right here. You know what? I think that's not bad. It represents, you know? I think in a general sense, that does represent a crane. To me. There we go. Even got the ladder going all the way up. I think that's pretty darn good. Okay, so unfortunately, I've run out of time for the video, and I'm going to give a general overview of this project. The whole thing does look a little bit anemic. It's very thin, it doesn't have enough structures on it. I could have gone a different route and just done like this stuff all the way around and then add the helipad on top. But I don't know, I kind of like the idea of having different things in the corners. But nonetheless, I really do like this build. Like, it's worked out so good. I didn't expect it to work as well. This hole here even looks okay, you know? So let me know what you think to this build in the comments below. Personally, I think it could have been much better, but it also could have been much, much worse. It worked, and I'm happy with it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to press the like button, and if you're not already, subscribe to catch future videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.